Hi everyone, I'm making this video with deep pain in my heart. Even the dead could feel, hear, and perceive the suffering of Nigerian. I feel so much pain for so long we suffered enough. Even holding a Nigerian passport, I feel ashamed. I can't believe it. We have leaders, we have government officials. We claim that we have leaders, but they pretend as if they don't feel the suffering of so many people, the killings, the innocent bloods that are crying each day. Now the 2019 election is just around the corner, and you can see everywhere campaign and bunch of those fools coming back again to promise you promises that they've given, and just keep playing with our minds. Now I want us in this 2019 to shine our eyes. If you're not tired of seeing those rubbish from them, I am tired. I am tired of identifying myself with a Nigerian that you could only think about you could only think about corruption, you could only think about pains, you could only think about of people not being educated from the north or any other part of the country. You could only think about prices. I want a peaceful nation. I want a nation where I could sleep and wake up with my two eyes complete and my head complete. I don't want to talk about, should I mention about the killings? Should I mention about the fuel scarcity, the poor infrastructural development? It is very painful. Every year, set of bunch of the same people come up and make promises. I can't even imagine that people are contemplating that Atiku should run for 2019 election. I can't even imagine that people are thinking that Buhari should run again. Must we continue going back to eat our vomit as Nigerian? Must we? Don't we have fresh people, fresh blood? Don't we have fresh minds, youths? I've not seen anything that these guys have done. I've not seen anything. How many of Nigerians would they even point out that they've sent to school? You talk about development, you don't even think about the youths. Even those that struggle to go to school, they are there up and down without any employment. I'm telling you, in this 2019 election, it is time for us to shine our eyes. And this is my own idea. Let us say that every government officials, from the executive to the least, from the federal to the local, and those holding positions in government institutions are placed on a basic salary without allowance. How many people will truly stand with Nigeria and say, no, I will sacrifice to build Nigeria? Nigeria is in a critical situation, is in a critical condition that needs restructuring and needs proper investment. How many people will say, no, with or without all the money and allowances, I'm ready to truly serve? If we should do this, I tell you, the true leaders will emerge. Because right now, all those you see there gallivanting up and down, they are only there to embezzle money. There is none of them that will say they want to lead Nigeria truly with vision. Just look at Rwanda. How many people? I graduated from Earth University in Costa Rica, and I know how many students the Rwandese government have sent to study. I could remember when the government officials from Rwandese, they visited my school. I met with the Minister of Agriculture, and here he is, very simple man with no escort or whatever we gather ourselves with in Nigeria. In Nigeria, not even a common local government chairman will walk around on his own without having a bunch of escorts following him. And that is how they embezzle money. That is how the little resources we have in Nigeria. Come on. It is time for us as citizens of Nigeria to define the way Nigeria needs to be run. It is time for us to define what kind of Nigeria we want. And that will only be possible if all we leave religion, if all we leave personal interest, and we look for common goal. Because those people are saying, Buhari is from the north, Kineko is from the south or west. I tell you, none of them is having your interest at heart. None of them thinks about you. My friend, they are only using that to be in that position to embezzle money. You should think first of your children. You should think first of your generation. You should think first of the next generation to come. Because I'm telling you, none of those bunch of confused people you see serving in the Nigeria, because they are not actually serving, they are only there to embezzle money. Seriously. Most of them don't even know. They are so confused when you see when you follow the National Assembly, when you see the Senate, how they debate and everything, how they fight themselves. They don't even know. Some of them don't know what they are do. I tell you, more than 50% of those people you see serving, both in the institutions, they don't know what they are doing. I feel very ashamed for the appointment that was done by the president. You see people who actually go to school, suffer and all of that, who are better qualified for positions, they are not being. I feel very ashamed. I think in this 2019, we should all shine our eyes. And if you're a mother, you're a father, or a youth, that you will sell your conscience just because of common peanuts that those bunch of whatever politicians comes to give you. Promises, empty promises. I tell you, the cry of your innocent children, the unborn children, the next generation will be on you. So in this 2019 election, we should shine our eyes. It is time for us to say enough is enough, and we should follow it up by action. If they don't want to change, if there are no new people coming up, then there should be no election, because for me, recycling those people, there is no result. I don't see anything Atiku is coming back to do. I don't see anything new Buhari is going to do in 2019. So let us say that all government officials should be placed on basic salary. Then if we see if true leaders in Nigeria will not emerge. Thank you.